I've just been leaving the city of Gori, the town of Gori, along with large numbers, thousands of Georgian forces that have been evacuating the area. I've just had it confirmed from Georgian officials, high-ranking in the government, that Gori has started to fall to Russian infantry moving across from South Ossetia, where they've been gathering in large numbers, moving across from South Ossetia into the town of Gori. Now, Gori is a town which has been coming under very frequent attacks by Russian warplanes over the course of the past several days. Many civilian areas have been hit there by bombs, but it's also an area where there are a lot of military garrisons. It's the kind of place from where Georgian forces have been staging many of their operations inside South Ossetia, and that's the reasons the Russians say that it's come under attack so frequently. What we've been seeing over the course of the past few minutes, really, the past hour or so at the most, are Georgian forces piling into trucks and driving at high speeds out of the city. We've also seen tanks and armoured vehicles move away from their positions inside Gori to the outskirts of the city and continue down the road towards a fallback position much nearer to the capital of Georgia, Tbilisi. The other thing we've been seeing is along the road out of Gori towards Tbilisi, we've been seeing roadblocks being set up by military police and security forces to prevent people from going back in the other direction into Gori. And so the area is being sealed off by the security forces. And again, that news has just been confirmed to us by Georgian officials, at least. There's been no comment from the Russians at this stage, but Georgian officials saying that the town of Gori is now in the process of falling to Russian forces. Colleen.
There is this concern, Matthew, as you know, in the West, that Russia is somehow maneuvering to a full invasion of Georgia, and that it may have ulterior motives, such as even overthrowing the pro-Western President Mikhail Saakashvili. We talked to Russian Deputy Prime Minister just a few minutes ago, saying, they can't trust him anymore. Was the exact phrasing. I mean, what's the sense there among people about what's really going on here, and just how far this could go?
Well, it's a big concern amongst many Georgians that, the taking of Gori, for instance, the Russians may not stop there. They may not stop at securing South Ossetia. They may not stop at securing Abkhazia. They may want to go on and take Tbilisi, establish their control over the rest of the country. But it is just a fear, and it's not something the Russians have said they intend to do. What the Russians say they're doing is trying to establish a return to stability in South Ossetia and in Abkhazia. The reasons they've attacked Gori in the past is because there's a big military garrison there, Georgian forces, and they've used it, as I mentioned, as a staging ground for operations inside South Ossetia. They may well have just been moving into Gori as a means of making sure there are no further kind of artillery strikes or military raids into South Ossetia by the Georgian forces. Now, but that's just speculation. We don't really know what the Russians are really thinking, and certainly you're absolutely right to point out that many Georgians are deeply concerned that because of the terrible relationship that Moscow has with the current government in Tbilisi, that it may want to go further than merely these breakaway separatist regions of South Ossetia and Abkhazia.
I'm curious, Matthew, just quickly too, I mean, how it feels to you, as I think you said at the beginning there, you and your crew were on your way out of Gori, right? I mean, just a sense of your sensation, what it seems like to you, what you're seeing.
Well, there's a very tense mood in Gori. We've been there most of the day, at the military hospital, for instance, where it's one of the places where the injured from the battlefield, civilians and military, have been brought in order to receive treatment. A very kind of dismal mood amongst the soldiers. They look like their shoulders are down. They're kind of looking at the ground. They're not happy at all. It looks like morale is very low amongst the Georgian troops that we've seen. The streets of Gori have virtually emptied of its normal population for the past several days because of the fact that Gori has been coming under, kind of quite frequent attack by warplanes from Russia. Many thousands of people who normally live there have made their way out to more safer areas closer to the capital, Tbilisi. So it's very quiet, but with that sort of sense of tension that at any time there could be, kind of a warplane in the sky and a bomb dropped. At the same time, it is just a short distance from that territory, that breakaway territory of South Ossetia as well. And for a long time, many occasions when we were there, virtually throughout the whole period we were there today, we saw and heard artillery barrage, mainly coming from Russian positions to what are Georgian positions inside the territory or just outside the territory of South Ossetia. And so it's very close to where the actual fighting has been taking place. And as I say, now the Georgian forces are moving out of that town in the direction of the capital.